Hello there, folks. Karen Wolf here in the art studio this evening. I am going to just jump on here real quick and show you how to paint the pine in the snow with a little bit of snow on it. I'm going to go over here and turn this light on real quick. It looks like I'm in the dark. I'm also going to have to turn this heater off, I believe, or down, because it's kind of loud. It was making a bunch of noise. Hey, Tammy, welcome. Hello. All right. So it's been a little while since I've been on here and painted, so I thought I'd come on here and paint with you guys. I'm trying to get this situated here. I wasn't really sure what to paint, and I was going to paint, an ornament. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Christina. Hello, welcome. There's a bunch of stuff I had in my head, but this is what I ended up with. Was this just a simple background here, and the pine coming down and adding some snow to it. And then you guys can do whatever you want to with it. You can add a bird or a Christmas ornament hanging down or what have you. So we'll just get you started here with this. How about that? So I hope you guys are doing good this evening. And you're had a great day, or it's great whatever time of day it is where you're at. Just been kind of coming on here and doing the coupon codes and whatnot last week, so I didn't do a whole lot of painting. So this is what we're going to do. This background here that I used, and this is just acrylic. This is on a 16, good golly, 11 by 14 canvas that I have here. And it's acrylic paint. Can you all see that? Yeah. I usually try to see if I can see what's going on over here on my iPad. And I didn't do that, did I? But I just put in a simple background. And I added a little bit more green to this than what I had originally planned. So with this one, I think I'm going to go a little bit more blue, but it's acrylic paint, and all I did was, see my messy palette. Hey, Carolyn. I've got blue and some green, what I added, but I'm going to I think I'm going to go more blue on this one here. I went a little bit more green on the other one. So I'm just taking a 1-inch brush. I'm going in right now, is all I'm doing is I'm going in with a blue and a little bit of green. So this and a little bit of white. Blue, green, and a little bit of white. Let's see. Get my mark by Karen Wolf. And I'm a little bit earlier this evening. Normally, it looks like it's cut off on the thing. I need to move over a little bit. There we go. I usually come on here at around 7-ish. And this evening I'm a little bit early. So I'm just doing X strokes. Just getting this paint on here. And I'm just doing some X strokes so that I don't have a pattern. A lot of people, they'll come on here and they'll just do this. Don't do that. I'm just taking my brush and I'm just doing some X strokes. Just really fast. Just the X is what I'm doing. And that keeps it from having a pattern. Mixes the colors a little bit, but not completely. Because you want to have the variations of color on there. You don't want it to be all mixed up and everything. So, have y'all been painting? Y'all say hey when you jump on here. Y'all, if you're watching on the replay, say replay, hey. That's really helpful. I had the videos I was doing last week, and everybody was really good to jump on and say hey and participate and just having a big time. That was fun. That was a fun time. I enjoyed those lives. Henry was on. Did y'all see Henry? You've been painting? Well, that's great, Tammy. I know you painted another, you painted something. What was it you painted again? You painted 2 of them. Trying to think. You paint so much stuff, I can't keep up with you. You're as bad as me. But that's good. I enjoy painting, and I'm glad you do too. I know Pat was posting on the post that I put on there this morning, and she said she'd get some things out on her canvas and was going to paint. So I'm just taking my brush and just going over this just lightly, just getting some of those brush marks out. Okay, so I just kind of went a little bit darker up here, and then as I went down, I got a little bit lighter in the center. I'll put a little bit more, and that just makes it look like it's, this was similar to that Cardinal in the Pines painting that I did. I did a little, just now realizing, I did a Cardinal in the Pines there. I just now thought about that. So, don't forget to paint your edges, for heaven's sakes. Remember the dreaded edges. Gingerbread house. Yes. Yeah, that was a good one. That's a really fun painting. If you guys haven't painted that one, inside of my, Tammy's in the All Access membership, so she has access to all of it. She can paint whatever she wants, when she wants, and as many times as she wants. And you can purchase those tutorials also, as you all found out last week when I was giving the codes away. There's online painting tutorials, and one of them is the gingerbread house, and it is absolutely one of the funnest paintings. It's so fun to paint. So paint these edges, and I don't think I have it in here to show you all. But it's out on artbykarenwolf.com on my virtual painting tutorials. And like I said, if you're in the All Access membership, which is my monthly membership, you get access to all that. That membership is currently closed, but it opens again in March 2022. Gosh, can you believe even saying that? 2022. March, it opens again. So I'm just putting a little bit of a look of like snowy, blustery snow. And I'm leaving this dark up here and just kind of dark around the outside, just leaving the light towards the center. And then I'm going to have to probably dry that a little bit. And then we'll put in the pine. And like I said, I just put the pine in. Just, you could add a cardinal, you could add Christmas ornaments hanging down, you could add whatever your heart desires. Pine cones, the snow on them, all that fun stuff. So I'm just rinsing my brush there. I'm going to dry this a little bit. I have my handy dandy hair dryer. And that was just, like I said, blue and green, ultramarine blue, a little bit of green, and white to make this background. And we're painting with acrylic. Acrylic paint dries 2 to 3 shades darker, so it will dry darker. So if you think that it's not dark enough, it is. So, hey Carolyn, welcome. Who all's on here? Hey Brenda. Tammy also finished another snowman couple for a friend. Yeah, that's a good one too. Those are both what I call therapy paintings. And we have Camille Baird, new to my page. Hello and welcome. Tanya. Hello everyone. I'm going to get me a drink here so I can talk without my lips sticking together. All right. So if you all are painters, let me know if you're a painter or if you just like to watch painting. Some people just like to watch. Or if you if you've been painting for a while, or are you a beginner painter? If you've watched me before, if this is your first time, there's Violet. Hello, Violet. Violet is another one of my All Access members. All right. So now I'm taking some brown, some burnt umber, which is brown. And I think I'm going to add just a smidge of black to make it darker. You can add black to make it darker. You can add blue. You can add purple. I'm just adding a little bit. I don't want to add too much because I don't want it to be too dark, too bad. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to put my indications of my branches, my little, and you can do them any way that you want. Coming in from this area right here, I'm just kind of looking over here and I'm just touching in with my brush. I'm not mimicking this exactly. I'm just kind of, sort of. I think I'll have to have one to come this way. Doesn't matter. Then I'll have one come this way. And I'm just really touching. I'm loading my brush, getting it to a chisel edge. And I'm just touching, drawing with my brush. Now, you can draw this in with a piece of chalk. However you want to do it is fine. I'm just giving myself a start here. I won't stick to this. It'll change. Which means this isn't definitely not in stone. Okay, so just bringing these little pine things down here as I go. Okay, so I'm just kind of getting this going, just down in this kind of this direction. All right, so there, and then you can make these a little bit more prominent back here a little bit if you want. Just once they get out to the front, they just kind of fizzle into nothing much. All right, then I'm going to rinse that brush a little bit. Get most of the dark out of it. And then I'm going to go into some green. I could have left that dark on my brush because actually I'm going to add some dark back into it. I don't know why I rinsed that brush. Hindsight's always 20/20, isn't it? Oh, gosh. All right. Violet, have you been painting? I hope you've been painting. I think Violet was painting Christmas gifts, and Tammy has been too. Brenda, have you been painting Christmas gifts? Are you still on here? All right, so I'm getting some dark in my green. And I just took my green, put it in that color, and I'm just making a chisel edge with my brush again. And then I'm going to make pine. Just I'm just taking that chisel edge and I'm just flicking out the pine. I enjoy painting. I've been painting for some time. I've been painting for 20 years now. I've always enjoyed painting, but I've not always painted. I would draw for a long time. I just piddled around and I would draw and sketch and doodle and that sort of thing. When I was in high school, especially, I would just draw my notebooks and, piddle around and draw and do things like that. But I never painted. I just never thought that I could paint. And I'm just looking here and finding these little things that are sticking out. And I'm really just kind of, and back here I'm going to just put in some filler needles, because some of these are going to be coming in, from up here, from the limbs that are back here. But I always enjoyed it, just drawing, and never thought that I could paint. And as I got older, I would craft and make things and piddle around with stuff like that, crafting. Always made crafts. I would go and every year and I would find something that I wanted to make, and I would craft and sell them, of course. Everybody wanted to buy them, so I was always willing to sell them to make me some extra Christmas money. And then I started seeing the slates. Those really cool slates with the designs and the really cool things that people would paint on them. The Christmas stuff. Y'all like slates? If you know what I'm talking about. Oh, are those popular now? Are they you still see those? Brenda says she's not yet running out of time. Oh, painting Christmas gifts. I was like, what do you mean you're running out of time? Hey, Barb. Hey, Samantha. Welcome, you all. Y'all say hey when you jump on here. That's very, very helpful. And then I can see who's on here. Sometimes whenever I look and I see who's watching, it doesn't show me everybody that's watching. So I'm just putting in the look. I think I got paint in my hair. The look of pine needles here on the end of these little twigs that I drew. Because what happens is the twig will come out, the pine thing will come out, and then it'll grow a little sprig of pine on the end of it. So you've got the twig that comes out, the little stem that comes out, and then it has, well, this kind of pine. Anyways, there's all kinds of different ones. But with this one, this is what we're doing. And I'm just making my brush to a chisel edge. And I'm barely using that little, I'm painting with really this part of the brush. Just a little tiny piece of the brush. And every time it fizzles out to where it's not sharp anymore, I go paint down and chisel it out again. And I flip my brush over, use the other side. So I like those slates, and I saw those, and I thought, and I'd see those daggone things everywhere I'd go. In the mall, people would have them on their doors and hanging around, and I'd see people selling them and at craft shows and stuff. And I just loved them. They just caught my interest, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I could do that. Can I do that? Oh, I don't know. I probably can't do it. And I kept thinking about it and worrying myself to death over it, really. Just afraid to try, because fear keeps you from trying. Fear keeps you from trying stuff, fun stuff, doesn't it? Fear holds you guys back ever? Keep you from doing anything? Keep you from doing something that you wanted to do? Does me. Okay, so then once you try something, once you're afraid, and then all of a sudden you give into it and you do it, then you're like, oh my gosh, that wasn't near as bad as I thought. So then you go on to the next thing, and you get afraid to do the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And then you keep doing it, and then you figure out that it's not as bad as you thought. So all I did was I went around, put some filler ones up in here, because this is like your thick area. This right up here is where they're coming in from the outside a little bit down where the tree is. You want to make it so it doesn't, look so sparse up and through here. So I got some slates. I've got some paint, got some brushes, looked up a few ideas of what I wanted to paint, drew them on the slates, and the next thing you know, I was painting slates. I think I started out with like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different ideas and was painting those. One was like a patriotic birdhouse. Some of you probably still have that one. Anyways, I did those for a while. And the more that I did, the more people saw them and wanted them. And the more people saw them and wanted them. And it just went into I was painting hundreds and hundreds of those things. And loved it and enjoyed it. But I was so glad that I finally got over the fear, and I did do that. And then my mom told me that I needed to buy me some canvas, that those slates were cute and everything, but I needed to try painting on canvas. So I thought she was crazy, but I thought it did sound like fun. So I tried it, and I could do it, and I was so glad that I tried. I was afraid to do that too. So I'm adding a little bit of yellow. I'm just going into a little bit of yellow. Rinsed my brush, cleaned my brush, going into a little bit of yellow. And I'm adding some yellow in my green on top of the dark greens that I put in. So I'm just putting in that same direction. Now, I'm not covering up all of it. I'm just going in and putting a few in where it would be a little lighter, where the sun would probably hit a few of them. I'm not going in and painting every single one. I'm just painting, and I'm just kind of staying away from the outside edge. I'm more in here, because this is my dark. I'm not going up in there. And you can even add a little tiny bit of white to that and pop some of them up even a little brighter. If you so choose. But not a bunch. Not a bunch of them. Just some of them. So I painted on the slates first, and then I did some canvas, and I did some murals for a while. That was fun. And then I did dabbled into some portrait painting. And then I was asked to do a painting party for some friends. And that was supposed to be a one-time thing. And then that just turned into me painting there for the friend for a while, about a year. I think we did that for a long time. And then other people wanted to come. So then I started doing it in a Lions Club, painting parties over in the Lions Club. And then I have my own art studio over in town. And then COVID. And now here I am doing this virtually. So that's why I paint online. How's that for a story? All right. But it just goes to show you, you can do this too. I haven't always painted. I had to just, do like you all, learn and practice and work at it. And then eventually you keep practicing, and you learn, you practice, you learn, you practice, and then you get better and better at it. With everything that you have to learn, you learn and practice. You have to practice. All right. So here's my greenery. I'm going to put a little bit more light on that because that's kind of lost its charm. And then I'm going to add some snow. Painting's therapy too, guys. Oh my gosh. Please know that. If you haven't figured that out, man, a lot of people say it's stressful, but once you figure it out, it's not. It's not stressful anymore. It's really fun. Well, it's just like whenever you first started riding your bike, it was stressful. When you first started driving a car, it was stressful. Oh my gosh, wasn't it? Do you remember? When do you remember getting in the car and learning to drive and just, oh gosh, taking your driver's test and all that? See, there's things that you were afraid to do, but you did. You haven't always known how to drive. You have to learn how to drive or you'd have to have a chauffeur. Okay, so I've got some light down in there. There we go. That's better. You can see that better. All right, now I'm going to dry it again. Dry it a little bit with the hairdryer again. And then I'm going to put some snow in there. So I'm going to dry this and clean this, and I'm drying this 1 inch real good. Squeeze the water out of it. And then I'm going to go back in here into some white. And I'm probably just going to go down into the blue just a little bit so that it's not pure white. I'm just going to go down in here and work in this little pile. And I'm going to take a pretty thick corner of my brush and drag that paint along the top of the branches. I'm not really painting it. Oops, I got green on that. I don't want green so much. But I'm just taking that very corner of that brush and I'm really just dragging it. And then when my brush empties, I've flipped it over and got some more to come off that other side. And this is just where it's just hitting some of those branches a little bit. Not, not a lot of snow here. Just some where it's hitting on these branches. And you can take some of it if you want. And you can touch, if you got a little bit left on your brush, you can kind of touch some in where it might be laying in some of these on some of the needles. It might have caught on some of those, right? Not a lot, just some. And then we're going to put some snow. So I just kind of laid some of those bristles, needles, not bristles, whatever they are. I don't know if they're bristles or needles or whatever they are. They're not. They're definitely needles. Pine needles. Okay. So then I'm going to splatter some snow and dot some snow. Do a little bit, step back, look at it, do a little bit, step back and look at it. You don't want to do a lot and then step back and look at it and then be like, holy moly, I went too much, I did too much. Do a little and then look at it, do a little, then look at it. Because that would be, you know, you don't want to overdo it. So then I'm taking my toothbrush, my trusty toothbrush here. And hey, Heather, Sheila, Brenda, I had never painted, and a friend brought me a piece of slate from her grandfather's house and asked me to paint a vase of daisies on it because I was always drawing Daisy or Disney characters for fun. I was scared to death, but I did it and she loved it. Oh, that's an awesome story. So that got me started painting on everything. That is an awesome story, Brenda. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Oh, that is so cool. So I'm taking my toothbrush, going down into the white paint, getting some water on that toothbrush, and then I'm going down in the paint and making my little stirred up little spot right there. Now here's, and doesn't that look cool already? Now you watch this. Then I'm going to take the side of that, flick that snow into that. Magic happens here. Magic is happening here. Is that not like the coolest ever? Love, love, love this effect. It is just superb. If you were going to paint like a, you know, you could paint like a cardinal or like I said, whatever, you could paint like ornaments hanging down or whatever you want to do from that. There's, the sky's the limit, guys. You are the artist and you can do whatever you want to with that. It is, hey Tracy, welcome. Hello, hello. There's just so much that you can do with that. You can do, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe we can do that maybe on another day. We can do, so, you know, some ornaments in the tree. You could do pine cones in the tree. There's all kinds of things you can do in there with that. So, but I wanted to show you this and show you how I did. This one, like I said, I added a little bit more green to my blue. This one I did more blue than green. So I don't know if you can see that from there where you all are, but that's what I did with that. So that's pretty cool, huh? That is fun, fun, fun. So there is pine, how to paint pine and snow. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you enjoy, sorry, this thing is like droopity droop. I need to tighten it. It just gets like that after a while, I guess. I don't know. It just, I'll put it up and then it just falling and falling and falling. If you guys are, if you enjoy that and you want to paint more, you want to see more, I do have the painting tutorials on my website if you're interested in that. You love the pines. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have the tutorials on my website. I paint here, I paint on there. I have the tutorials that you can get on artbykarenwolf.com. If you want to see me paint, if you want to be able to catch me when I go live, text Let's Paint to 304-245-9690. And when I go live on here, like I did this evening, Brenda got the text, Tammy got the text, Violet got the text, Tracy. There were several folks on here that received the notification that I was going to go live and paint the pine with the snow. So whenever I do that, that's what that community text app is fantastic, because I can just get on there, type one, send it to the whole bunch of you, and you all know that I'm going to be on here going live. So there's what that is. So that's cool. But I hope you guys will try this. It's really not hard. It's an easy one to do. And then once you get it this far, like I said, we'll go back in and maybe we'll do, like I said, some ornaments hanging down or something. Or an ornament would be cute to do, like a, like a red. Oh, there I got to do like a red ornament. I think I have one like that on my page. In the tutorials library, or you can do some pine cones. Maybe we'll add some pine cones, something like that you could do. But there's lots of different things that you could add to those. So that's fun. All right. Thank you all so much for joining in with that. That's really fun. So I hope you guys will paint, and I want you to paint with me. I can show you guys how to paint. There's no doubt about that. I have lots of credentials. I have lots of experience. Like I said, I've been painting for, I think it's 20 years now. 21, almost 21 years, I guess. And, yeah, I enjoy it. And I've taught many, many folks. So it's fun. And it's therapy, like I said. Painting is therapy for sure. Okay. Well, y'all have a great evening. Try this. Give it a try. And see what you come up with. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. You got to practice. And it's only paint. And if you don't do it well the first time, just paint back over it and try again. I've done that many times. Sometimes you just have to live with it for a little while. Paint it and walk away, and after sometimes a day or two, you go back and you look at it and you're like, wow, I really like that. I like that. Or if you see something that you don't like, change it. So it's acrylic paint, and it's pretty forgiving. So, all right. Thank you all so much. Appreciate y'all jumping on here. See if there's any more. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said it was pretty. Oh, you like the toothbrush technique, Tammy? I do too. I think that is like, that's the bomb. So, oh, you're welcome, Tracy. Thank you for jumping on. Appreciate you guys so much. You all have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you back on here again real soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.